The question in this video is, how do you avoid mania as you evolve? So there's an assumption here that as you evolve, you will go insane, right? So the answer is no. Insanity has nothing to do with evolution and psychological evolution and development. But there is something that we've discussed previously, and that is you'll approach life differently. And what happens when you approach life differently? People don't accept you. So the reason why people go into mania has to do with adopting the value system of a culture and then feeling like you're not going to be accepted by that culture or that group. And so when you're encouraged to change by a change in values or a change in psychology or different priorities, you'll then feel forced to go back to what your current society is saying you should do, and you're going to say to yourself, no, I have to evolve, I have to be who I am. But there's a conflict that's not going to be resolved. So the way to resolve that, the way to handle this, is to tell yourself it's okay to change and it's okay to not change. It's okay to be manic and it's okay to not be manic. And by accepting that you're hyper, then you'll be less hyper, right? And then the hyperactivity won't turn into rage, and it won't turn into oscillation, and you'll be consistent and normal. And it's only when you're fighting the surroundings belief system of what is normal is when depression really hits home. But is depression going to come about no matter what? Is mania going to come about no matter what? Like I said, mania it escalates because there's a conflict between what you think is okay and what they think is okay. And that leads to disorder or chaos in your mind, right? And that's not necessarily something that you want. And in terms of depression could also lead to mania because you feel depressed. But why am I depressed? I can't be depressed. So if you don't fight that and you allow yourself to understand, okay, I'm depressed because certain things are coming back. I want a better girlfriend, or I want a girlfriend, or I want to be needy, but I know it's wrong to be needy, right? You have certain standards of what you think you shouldn't be doing at a given stage in evolution. And so by telling yourself not to be a certain way whenever you want to be a certain way, that's what's causing the inner discord in the mind and in the heart and in the body systems in general, the various chakra systems. And as such, that will assure that you won't go manic as you evolve. Remember, mania is not part of evolution, just the way you handle the separateness from everyone else, which is part of evolution, and it gets really complex. So for example, if you're in like a blue area, everyone believes in like organized religion, and then all of a sudden you had an awakening that God is actually both the devil and God himself. They're like one. And the superego is basically the devil, but he won't admit it, right? Because he thinks he's God. When you come to those kind of epiphanies, you'll be kind of like annoyed at the religion. Like, I know exactly what you guys are talking about, but you got it all wrong. This is not right. You got it all backwards over here. So the religious stuff will be backwards. And then you won't be accepted by turquoise because you're understanding the foundation of why blue believes what it believes. But then turquoise is very, very dogmatic in terms of how holism works. And they're not integral very often. You have to create an organization called Integral to be integral. So they say, get out of here. You're dogmatic. You're dualistic. And so that conflict could lead to mania. So I actually went into mania because I wasn't accepted by stage blue or turquoise. But I knew spirituality was right, and these are both transcendent stages. So in October of 2015, I went into mania, and it was an experience that I can't forget, but I also forgot some of it, where my mind became super fast. Time kind of slowed down or stopped, and everyone seemed like they were going at slow motion, and various phenomena kept happening, and then they thought I was crazy because I wasn't making sense to them, or I was just speaking too fast, right? Or speaking faster than my brain could even keep up with. And so that needed to get checked out. And the doctors didn't like my hostility at the fact that they couldn't understand what I was saying. So transcendent stages caused me to, and not being understood was why the mania came out. Meaning you need the sense of belonging. And belonging is important because it's the foundation for esteem. And belonging is also important because it's the foundation for feeling like you're in charge of something, which is the alpha base instinct. So you have both things that are included and go into each other when you have belonging, when you're talking about belonging. And so when you lack belonging because no one wants you, they don't agree with you in stage turquoise or in stage blue, you can go nuts. Because belonging, it reaches into both the alpha sector and the esteem sector. And that's what often happens. So that's my advice on how to avoid mania as you evolve. It's not going to happen, but it can. And it often does, because you have wider epiphanies and realizations about reality and the workings of consciousness or the soul or various entities, and you just don't know what to do with it. When people are telling you what to believe or what is illusion, what is Maya or not illusion. All right, have a great day, have a great one. I hope this helped you.